his father for always being his #1 supporter through the 9 years of playing football. He's extremely grateful for his football brothers and his coaching staff for allowing him to lead the team as captain for 2 years. Keep flying cards. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Tommy Tinner. Next up is senior Sean McLaughlin, #2. Sean is escorted by his little brother and his mom. Sean has tremendously enjoyed his 4 years here at Lawrence, playing on Friday nights under the lights with the Cardinal Praises, cheering us on, are his memories. Being a part of the team has been the highlight of his career, and he will certainly miss it. His favorite football memory is finally getting to see Jones throw a football after 4 years. A huge thank you goes out to his mom, dad, and little brother Quinn. Thank you for being a constant source of inspiration and for always supporting me and my endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, senior #2, Sean McLaughlin. Next up is senior #4, Razier Johnson. Razier is escorted by his mom and his stepdad tonight. Razier would like to thank his parents for pushing him to do better on and off the field. He'd like to thank his mother for the endless love, guidance, and support, and his father for teaching the fundamentals of the game. He'd also like to thank God for his talent and weight room for his strength. The Cardinals will always have a special place in his heart. Ladies and gentlemen, senior #4, Razier Johnson. Next up is senior Troy Owens, #5. Troy would like to thank his mom, dad, and sister for always supporting him with everything he's ever done. He's had a great time in the past 2 years playing football here at Lawrence. And a shout out to his friends and teammates for making him put in the 4 years. Amazingly, we look forward to what the future has for him. And he thanks you all for that. Ladies and gentlemen, #5, Troy Owens. Next up is senior Jacob Daniels, #8. A senior in the class of 2018. He's developed as a football player from his first years. He always mentions how he went from a JV non-starter to a varsity starter, currently having 2 touchdowns. He also plays other sports, such as basketball and track. And he'd like to thank his entire family for the support they've given him in every sport. He also thanks his friends for the support as well. Jacob Daniels, a senior student athlete for the class of 2018. Again, #8, senior Jacob Daniels. Next up is senior Aiden Wilson, #9. Aiden would like to thank his coaches and teammates for pushing him and doing his best and continues to work hard. Aiden would also like to thank Hillary for keeping him healthy and always putting up with his nonsense. Aiden would also like to give a shout out to the Cardinal Praises, the cheerleaders, and the Lawrence community for always making those noises. Finally, Aiden would love to thank his family for always being there for him and being his #1 fans. Aiden thanks everyone for the support over the years, and a shout out to PAT. Love you, Mom and Dad. #9, ladies and gentlemen, senior Aiden Wilson. Next up is senior #10, Davon Hemingway, escorted by his mom, his sister, his brother, and his grandma. Davon says it's crazy how time flies by and you can have the most fun. It really hits you. His 4 years of high school will never be forgotten, and neither will Lawrence High. He can still remember his first day joining the football program and how he had to prove himself to the coaching staff and others. He did exactly that, and he created a lot of good bonds with the players and some of the coaches too. He'll always cherish his team, being that he's been a part of it from worst the 0-10 season to one of the best, which was the 7-3 season. Now senior year, he would never believe the people who said 4 years flies by until now. He'd like to thank Coach Wilson, who most became the closest with in his high school career, for being honest with him and pushing him to his limits. He's grateful for all he's done and went through to make him the player he is today. He'd also like to thank his mother for being his rock. He honestly doesn't know how he'd be here today without her. Even when times got rough, she was still there fighting and telling him to fight on and don't let anyone stop you. And now that he has something to prove, let's rock, her famous quote to him. He loves her to death and can't wait to show her what he can do in college. He's forever indebted to her and will be able to repay her for all the love, encouragement, toughness talks, and even the emotional talks she's had with him. But he'll forever remember his football program, no matter what, and he's thankful to have stayed these 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Davon Hemingway. Next up is senior number 14, Ryan Calbine. Ryan's escorted by his mother Maureen, his father Steve, his sister Kelly, his grandmother Margaret, and his girlfriend Brianna. Ryan Calbine has been a 3-year varsity starter and would like to thank his family and friends for supporting him along the way. He would especially like to thank his parents, sister, grandmother, and girlfriend for always keeping him happy and cheering him on. Number 14, Ryan Calbine. Next up is senior number 25, Gabriel McKitchen. Would like to thank his mom and his brothers for making him the person he is today, as well as his friends. His best football memory would have to be getting 2 picks, as the great Scooby-Doo once said. He's escorted by his mom. And again, ladies and gentlemen, senior number 25, Gabriel McKitchen. Next up, senior number 33, Zach Sherrard. Zach would like to thank his friends and family for supporting him on his high school journey. He would like to thank his dad for always being the first coach, and his mom for always supporting him alongside the way. He would also want to thank his brothers and sisters for pushing him as well. He would always like to remember going into war with his teammates, and experiencing the Orange Cardinals is one that he'll never forget. A shout out to all the day ones. Much love for all you do, especially Julia. Ladies and gentlemen, senior number 33, Zach Sherrard. Next up is senior number 45, Love Chavis. Love would like to thank his parents, who is escorting him tonight, and his coaches for always believing in him and seeing the potential he couldn't see in himself. Love has enjoyed his time on the team these last 4 years, which have taught him many great lessons and gave him many lasting memories. One of Love's favorite memories is from his junior season against Hamilton West. He remembers running on the field with excitement and extreme joy for the first win in 13 games. He will always remember everything football has done for him, and he sends a shout out to 2018, and he blesses God. Ladies and gentlemen, number 45, senior Love Chavis. Next up is senior number 50, Christian Lewicki. Christian would like to thank his mom and dad for taking him 10 years of practice and supporting him in his 10 years of football. He hopes to pursue a business major and will join the Armed Forces through the ROTC. And he wants to thank his girlfriend and friends for supporting him off the field and his teammates for supporting him on the field. He made relationships that will last a lifetime and he will never forget. Ladies and gentlemen, escorted by his mom and dad, number 50, senior Christian Lewicki. Next up, senior number 55, Benad Mahavir. He'd like to thank his parents, and he's escorted by his mom and dad, as well as his brother and sister. And again, he thanks his parents, coaches, and teammates for supporting him and pushing him to get better every day. His time playing football here was a great experience, and he had a lot of fun playing with this team. Ladies and gentlemen, number 55, senior Benad Mahavir. Next up is senior number 56, Devin Glover. He's escorted by his mom, his sister, and his father. And Devin would like to thank his mother, father, sister, and brother for helping him grow as an individual and teaching him valuable life lessons. His favorite memory was the Nottingham game last year because it exceeded the coaches and his own expectation going into the game. And he's got his quote, his famous quote, "Ayo" from Bayshore Wells. Ladies and gentlemen, senior number 56, Devin Glover. number 65, senior Christian Van Haver. Christian would like to thank his family, his friends, and his coaching for these past 2 years of football. It has been a great experience. And Christian is escorted tonight by his mom. So again, ladies and gentlemen, number 65, senior Christian Van Haver. Next up, senior number 75, Trevor Del King. He's escorted by his mom and his dad and would like to thank first his mom, dad, friends, family, and the Big Three for their support through everything. He would also like to thank all of his coaches, especially Coach Recca for helping him through the 4 years of high school. We would also like to thank Jen for inspiring him to be the long snapper he is today. Off the field, you can catch Del Camp throwing on the baseball field, hanging on the street hockey rink, and at the rec basketball court, winning championships and doing good deeds across town with the Big Three. One day he hopes to figure it all out as Coach Scepter preaches to him daily. Ladies and gentlemen, senior number 75, Trevor Del Camp. Last but not least, the senior number 81, Annabelle Gamble. Annabelle is escorted by his mom tonight. Would he like to thank his family and his friends for always helping him and supporting him? He wouldn't be the person he is today, or the player he is today, without them. His favorite football memory is beating Ewing on their own field. Ladies and gentlemen, senior number 81, Annabelle Gamble. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Lawrence Cardinals!
I really like what the Cardinals are doing here. It's their senior night, of course, and they have the usual captains out on the field to do the coin toss, and then not far behind them are all the seniors lined up, locked in arm in arm. I'm a big fan of that. I like that.
Kind of just brings them all together, you know. And
yeah, you know.
It's a big night for them.
Last time they'll all be playing on the same football field.
Yeah.
The rules governing this game are national.
It's a big night of emotion for all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
These rules differ from those used.
Was that something that was a big deal with your high school too?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Senior night was a huge deal because, especially because we don't have a homecoming. We don't do that at our school. So my brother just had his senior night, and unfortunately, I was not able to go due to being away and here at college. But yeah, big deal down by me. So
absolutely.
Not from anything could result.
These guys definitely, you know, it's definitely a great memory that they're going to have. They've had some major contributions from these guys too.
Yeah.
McLaughlin and Tommy Tanner, Davon Hemingway even. Someone who is probably being looked at by some colleges with his football ability.
I can only assume. I mean, he's very talented athlete, is well-rounded, can catch, can run, and can definitely tackle. So I would be surprised if he wasn't already looking or being looked at.
Well, the Cardinals have won the coin toss. They have selected to receive. And we got Davon Hemingway and Sean McLaughlin set in the backfield.
And the Cardinals.
Ball placed at the 40-yard line. They're about to kick it away and get things started here at Lawrence High School. So it's already a big quick start after the senior celebration and honors. And the kick. Just about to get set underway. And it's
Short
like a
squib.
Yeah, a little toward the 22-yard line and returned to about the 35.
I believe 33 is Zachary Sherrard. Yes, it is.
Second by number 33.
Zach Sherrard, one of the seniors being celebrated tonight. Brings it around the 35-yard line. A solid return of about 11 yards. So the Cardinals are underway offensively. 1st and 10. 11:52 on the clock as they huddle on the side. Don't miss a second of Lawrence High School Cardinal football on the Bronx. Plug into the action via your mobile device. Download the Bronx free Android and iOS app. Search WRRC in Google Play and Apple iTunes to listen to every play on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. So Cal Blaine comes out.
It's Cal Blaine under center now. Is 2 running backs behind him. 2 receiver out wide. This one's going to be handoff to Devon Hemingway, and he's going to go.
Going far, still on his feet.
Still on his feet. He's going to keep going with guys on his back.
Unbelievable.
And I don't believe he's still down. And finally, the referee called it for forward motion. Cross midfield, and we'll be at the 49-yard line in enemy territory.
And the way this guy breaks tackles is just unbelievable.
I mean, that was probably, for an average athlete, probably an 8-yard run at most, and I believe he got about 30 yards out of that. So that just goes to show you know how well he's been doing this season. And another toss to Devon Hemingway. He's going to get more room on this one.
Still going.
And that's going to be
at around the 30.
Another 20 yards for Devon Hemingway already. 50 rushing yards on the night. 2 plays in.
And this is a team that we know has struggled. And they've definitely had some blowout losses. Just to mention a few, they lost to Ewing 49-6. And they lost to Hamilton West 30-7. Lost to Ocean City 41-0. Nottingham defeated them 49-0. Their only win was against the struggling Princeton team. They won 48-13 there. But the rest of them were just big blowout losses. So definitely a defensive struggle. They've definitely allowed over 30 points in a few games.
Flag on the play, or before the play, I should say.
Looks to be an offsides.
Yeah, someone definitely jumped.
We'll see who this is on. It should be possibly on Lawrence.
Yes, and it is. It's going to bring them back 5 yards, making it now 1st and 15 to go.
10:41 on the clock. It sets them back. Not by a lot, but obviously you hate to have that pushback when you're moving forward. This team still has a lot of enthusiasm, though. Cal Blaine set.
About the same formation. 2 running backs set, 3 receivers out wide. And he's going to hand this one off
to Johnson, and he's set way back. Big loss of yardage. Looked to be tackled by number 80 on the Pirates. That is Tim Wood, linebacker, senior, 185 pounds, taking him down. And that sets them back even more.
Johnson did get back to the line of scrimmage, but unfortunately he tried to stay up and run in the backfield to loop around and get some yards, but they tackled him for an even bigger loss, and that's why it's now 2nd and longer to go. And another flag on the play.
Oh, man. Now, if this is on Lawrence, then already they're looking at some struggles.
I believe that's the 3rd penalty in this game already, and only have been on Lawrence.
It's crazy.
Neutral zone infraction by the Pirates.
Nope.
It's actually on the Pirates.
This one's on the Pirates this time.
So that'll bring Lawrence a little bit closer now.
Cardinals get their 5 yards back.
So now it is 2nd and 10. Sean McClellan
back,
on the fake jet sweep. He's going to hand it off to Devon Hemingway. And Hemingway is going to get some room to breathe.
Past the 10. Trying to get in for a touchdown. Tackled at around the 5. Already an amazing night for perhaps the Cardinal best player throughout this entire season. Huge gain of yardage. 9:25 on the clock.
Already in this game, Matt, any sort of progress that Lawrence had has been from Devon Hemingway.
Oh, absolutely. This guy just starts it and they just go right along with him. This is the guy who really brings it.
I mean, his last game on his home turf, he wasn't going to take this game lightly.
Here's Tommy Tanner trying to bring it in. He's in.
Barely barely even touched for the touchdowns. Tommy Tanner.
So 6-0 as the Cardinals are on the board. Aiden Wilson will get set
5-yard
to
touchdown
kick the
run.
PAT. And Ryan, we were talking about Aiden Wilson a lot last week because of how much he improved with his accuracy on his kicks. And he was making some pretty lengthy kicks. Even punting was one of his skills in that game last week.
Absolutely.
So come out, try to get the extra point. Set in the back. Should be good. Let's see. It is good.
And it is good.
9:03 on the clock. Only took a little more than 3 minutes. Or I'm sorry, almost 3 minutes. It actually took 2 minutes and 57 seconds. So the Cardinals are on the board. That's all it took. Davon Hemingway moving the chains. So Wilson will come out again. Ball spotted at the 40. He's going to kick it away. And the Pirates are going to get their first piece of offensive action as they try to even up the score 7-7. They're ready. A big night for the Cardinals. Not as big a crowd as we're used to seeing, Brian, but it's still getting there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we've got some crazy crowds here at Lawrence, but tonight, I'd say tonight was still a pretty good turnout, though.
Yeah.
And the kick is off. Nice far kick by Wilson.
It goes near the 10. And there's going to be a return past the 20, past the 40. He's still up and taken down almost at
Tommy
midfield.
Tanner lays this kid out.
Aiden Wilson.
Lengthy return, though.
Yeah.
Already we see 2 lengthy returns. And
Tanner was like a brick wall. Just made sure the kid did not get any more yards past that.
Rogie brings it up.
now they really needed Tanner to come out because, you know, Nate Jones was talking in the pregame interview about the struggle that the secondary has had and just trying to get the tackle on that return. He just kept going.
So the ball will be spotted from the 45-yard line in their own territory. Let's see what the Pirates can do.
Little switch for the Cardinals defensively.
And
There's a fake handoff. Pass is complete. Past midfield and tackled around the 46.
Devon Hemingway laying down the hammer.
Pass was complete to Andrew Zhang, tight end, 6 foot.
Zhang
Gives them
Lawrence
a new set of downs.
For the Cardinal,
8:28 on the clock, and yeah, Ryan, you know, the first 2 tackles, one made by Tanner, one by Hemingway.
2nd and 2.
Already your main players offensively are contributing defensively on those first 2 plays.
Yeah, you could just tell that this Cardinal team is fired up for tonight, and they are not going to let anything stop them.
1st and 10, or actually it's 2nd and 2, I should say. It looked like they got it, but going to call it 2nd and 2. Here's a carry. Should be enough to give them a new set of downs.
Starting quarterback. Starting quarterback for the Pirates is number 6, Max Bruno, also a senior.
And it's David Mattia bringing it in. It's 1st and 10. Moving the chains. He just got it, too. It didn't look like he had it for a second, but he was able to get in.
45-yard line.
7:48 on the clock. And they'll huddle up. Don't miss a second of Lawrence High School Cardinal football on the Bronx. Plug into the action via your mobile device. Download the Bronx free Android and iOS apps. Search WRRC in Google Play and Apple iTunes to listen to every play on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. And this looks like it's a timeout.
Yes, timeout called by the Pirates.
Kind of an offensive adjustment there. So the Cardinals get back on the field defensively. Pirates timeout is complete. 7:26 on the clock. Ball on the 45-yard line. It's 1st and 10 as they try to even the score 7-7. They're down by a touchdown this far. I don't know why they're huddling again, Ryan. They just called timeout. I mean, wouldn't you want to get a play out already?
Yeah, they're having a little bit of confusion, you know, with Lawrence marching down the field that fast and scoring. It kind of probably threw off the Pirates, so...
Yeah. And even the center is kind of getting out of the huddle. The center was just going right on the field while they were still huddling.
Yeah. Oh, and
pass
feeling the
complete.
pressure. But
And
Bruno was still able to get a pass off. And
Continues rolling, and he's down just at about the 13, yeah.
Great play by Max Bruno. I mean, Tanner came around the end and was right in his face within a second and a half of the snap, and he saw his receiver to the left wide open and threw it. His receiver made a move and was able to get down the field even 20 more yards.
It was complete to Anthony Taylor, who brings it now ball on the 12, 7:13 on the clock. So already chains moving for both sides. And we'll see if the Pirates can even the score. They're going with the pass game.
Bruno drops back. He's going to roll outside. There's pressure all over him. He's going to throw it. He's going to get complete.
Not enough for a touchdown. The flag is thrown on the field. Pass was complete to Xavier Smith.
Great vision by Bruno. I mean, he was rolling outside, and there was at least 4 different guys applying pressure to him, and he was able to roll out, and when he did, it opened up coverage on Smith because whoever was covering Smith came to try to get the sack, saw it, and threw it immediately. And it was a great pass on the run. Very accurate, so I got to give props to Bruno for that play.
He's been active so far in tonight's game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very little have we seen them rush the ball.
As a high school quarterback, you know, that's not something you see them being able to do every day. That's rare.
And you have to wonder if this is a breakout game for him because they're 1-7. Is this something that is only occurring in this game? Have they not been using him before? I mean, what's the problem? Because this is a good Lawrence Cardinal defense. I'm not sure why it is that Bruno is able to get all these passes in for completions. I mean, this looks like a really difficult team right now.
I mean, it's very early, Matt, but so far he's looking good.
Now, it could very well still be their defense, too, because as good as the offense is, you know, football is a very defensive game, and you know that. I mean, you're a player. I mean, if you don't have a good defensive squad, you're not going anywhere.
Very true. Very true.
Because what ends up happening, even if you are an offensive team, if you get a bunch of points on the board, you know, you're just going back and forth for the most time with these high-scoring games, and we see this happen even with some NFL teams. Not to mention the Houston Texans have a lot of those games, you know, with their struggling defense without J.J. Watt, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a reference, but, you know, teams with struggling defenses, it doesn't matter how good your offense game is, you know, if it's a 30-30 game, and it's going to come down to the wire. So they're going to spot the ball at the 1-yard line after the flag was thrown. Refs are still communicating on the field. It's hard to say what they're talking about here. The flag was thrown, but it looks as though they're going to leave it at the 1-yard line after the reception by Xavier Smith.
They might call the spot of the foul, the spot of the ball, and then they will move from that.
So it's hard to say what they're going to decide on here. But as of right now, it's at the 1-yard line. Which Lawrence Cardinal will be the most valuable player of tonight's game? Listen for the Bronx MVP immediately following the action during the Mercer County football postgame show. This week's game MVP will be featured on the air and in the December edition of the Lawrence Gazette. In the November edition of the Lawrence Gazette, look for pictures of Davon Hemingway and Tommy Tanner.
Bruno under center now.
And they try to bring this one in. Flag is thrown. I don't think he's in. Looks like they went with the
helmet came off.
Yeah. Did they go with the fullback there? It looks like they did.
Might have been a QB sneak.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to see from here. It was just got bunched up immediately.
No, it doesn't look like he made it in the end zone.
No.
Are they calling a face mask? I thought I saw a face mask call. And so 6:49 is on the clock. And so we'll see if they can do it. They still have the ball at the 1-yard line. Clock is moving.
And Bruno will now be under center again. 2 running back formation. And he's going to try to QB sneak this one. They're going to try to push him in. And I believe the ref's going to call this a touchdown.
And it is. Yep.
So Pirates answer back with a touchdown of their own. And it is not tied up. We still have to see if the kicker will make the field goal for the point after.
And it's already looking like an offensive game so far. Both defensive squads are struggling.
Might be a shootout. Might be.
We've seen that a couple times with the Cardinals too, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Be out of hold of Max Bruno.
Penalty flag is thrown immediately before the kick is even made. And we'll see how they call this.
False start on the Pirates.
It'll be a false start for the Pirates with 6:31 on the clock, so they'll have to redo it a little further back. And already there's a lot of action on the field so far. A lot of penalties too. Step back a little, they'll do the kick again. Let's see if it's good. And it blocks. Unbelievable. So after they're set back a little over the false start, the Cardinals are able to block the kick.
There's a penalty marker on
And there's a penalty on the play. I believe it might be roughing the kicker. Nate Jones and the coaching staff for the Cardinals are not happy about this.
Yeah, how could he be?
I mean, this is getting a little out of hand, I believe. There's been almost a flag on every single play of the ball game.
They're going to attempt to do this a third time now. So first it was a false start. Second it was roughing the kicker. And now let's see what happens. This one is good.
Charlie Day's kick is up and good.
So it's a 7-7 game just like that.
And I mean, now,
You really can't argue that. I mean, what is there to argue after those two?
yeah.
Both teams kind of learn their mistakes. Kick is right between and is good. So the ball again spotted at the 40. They're going to kick it away. Nate Jones having a discussion with the ref. I wonder if this is probably over that kick, PAT, where they called roughing the kicker. He might be trying to argue that they never even touched the kicker.
It also could just be about the amount of penalties that they're calling them. Nate Jones not agreeing with them all.
I mean, some of these calls were kind of outrageous. He is arguing. He's moving his hands around. He's not happy. And he's going to move over to the sideline as the Cardinals get their second chance for some offensive action. And the kick is due underway. This team takes a little while to get the kick going. See if they can get it far. And it's a strong one past the 20, and
it's going to be out of bounds.
So the flag is thrown. As you all know, you can't kick the ball out of bounds in a kickoff. And so that'll move the Cardinals actually a lot closer, given that it went out of bounds. So the Cardinals will have the ball spotted at their own 35 after the penalty. And that's something, Ryan, the kickers really should know a lot better than to do. You never really want to kick the ball out of bounds on a kickoff.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes you never want to, but sometimes you just have a bad kick or you misread it and it does go out of bounds. As Tommy Tanner gets a hand off.
Takes it past midfield.
Yeah, it goes back for about a 15-yard run.
And the rush game so far for the Cardinals between Hemingway and now Tommy Tanner. Definitely something to be enthusiastic about if you're Nate Jones.
So a little over 15 yards in the run, and the ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line in Pirates territory for the Cardinals. 1st and 10 to go.
You can see Jacob Daniels set out wide out.
Caroline under center, 2 running back formation. They're going to get a jet sweep to Devon Hemingway, and he's going to have a little bit of room.
Still on his feet. Look at him jump around. Tackled at around the 45. It'll be a gain of about 2 or 3 yards only, but it looked like he could have gotten much more after he jumped away.
I did see a lot of holes in the defense there. I feel like he could have done something with that, but I think he just chose the wrong hole, and the defense made a good stop.
Sometimes it looks as though you make a gap, and then once they cover it, they're able to get you right away.
Yeah.
they were able to fulfill it quite quickly there.
The gaps can close before you know it.
And so that could have been much worse than it was. It's very windy.
Well, yeah, it's a little windy night here. Our papers are kind of blowing everywhere. I found this paper clip in the bag. I'm keeping my stuff together.
5:31 on the clock. It's 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Hemingway.
Caroline lines up under center, 2 running back formation. Three receivers out, and
it's only going to be made for about a few. It's going back a little. Hemingway kind of had to jump back.
Tommy Tanner on the carry.
Tanner on the carry.
Not going to gain much there. He'll bring 3rd down and long. As the Cardinals again try to convert.
This Cardinal offense is something way different than what we saw on the first drive.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely, you know, at first it looked like it was going to be easy because Hemingway had that one carry. Or I'm sorry, it was actually Tommy Tanner who had a 15-yard carry on the first drive. Man, look at Sean McLaughlin going around. Pass is complete. And it will be enough.
Definitely be enough for a first down.
Hard to say who's complete to.
And another flag. Almost unnecessarily thrown hard. They went very high in the air.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was like 10 feet. It almost hit up to the light.
And it's going to be on the Cardinals once again.
I'm not sure. How is Nate Jones?
Whole Cardinals sideline not happy with this.
This is getting ridiculous. No argument yet from Nate Jones. He's on the sideline. Well, it looks as though their offensive coordinator is not happy. Cowboying on the sideline right now, talking with the offensive coordinator and Nate Jones. He comes back out.
4 minutes and 28 seconds left in this ball game, all tied up at 7. Sorry, in the first quarter, excuse me.
3rd and 4, though, Ryan. You could expect them to probably go with Hemingway here. Just carry it in, maybe, because we know that he's really good on 3rd and short.
It'll be a personal foul against the Cardinals.
So, except this is going to change. They're going to be set back big time now. Look at how far they're going back.
It's a personal foul.
Man. Ball is spotted now at the 50. Nate Jones not happy.
But they did get the first down, so...
1st and 10 Cardinals.
Yeah, that's the one silver lining that comes with it. It's 1st and 10, except you're set back by a lot.
Yeah, exactly. They got the first at the 35-yard line, but now they have to play again from the 50.
Look at the sideline, though. They are heated.
Yes, really.
Nate Jones really having it. This is entertaining.
Got to be careful.
Do you remember when we saw it was Coach Barry Davis for the Bronx got ejected one time?
Head baseball coach Barry Davis. I mean, it was funny because of the game before. I asked Carlos, one of our other Bronx announcers, if he saw Barry Davis ever get ejected, and he said no.
Yeah, that was
in the next game.
In the next game, yeah, exactly.
This
is a very lengthy first quarter, and it's primarily because of the flags that have been thrown the entire game.
You shouldn't have to say that, but in this one I do.
For Hemingway, 2nd and 3 from the South 43. Sacked on a play by number 80, Tim Wood of the Pirates. Picked off by number 2, Xavier Smith. Flags littering the field right now. We'll have the call as soon as the officials straighten it out.
already being thrown out by the fans, but sometimes you can't tell if it's a flag because there's been so many thrown.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's going to be a holding call against the Cardinals. So it's hard to say what's going on here.
They call it pass interference on the play.
So Kathleen comes back out. So the Cardinals will still have the ball. Wow.
Fouls against the Pirates.
Xavier Smith, though, you got to give credit to him because he had a really long carry on the interception. He was just going to town there after he was able to make the grab.
So there was 2 penalties on the play.
First one was pass interference, and the second was a holding call on Lawrence. Both on the Pirates.
And Lawrence accepted the pass interference but declined the holding call. So they will now have the ball back on the Pirates' 35-yard line, and they're driving.
And more flags are being
thrown.
Unbelievable. This is getting laughable now, man.
Absolutely.
I have no idea who could this be on now.
Seriously.
It's going to be on the Pirates.
And this will help the
probably be an
Cardinals
offside call. Yeah, bring him 5 yards closer. So the ball is at the 30. It's going to be 1st and 5 after the offside call on the Pirates. Still a 7-7 game. We have not even finished the first quarter. And it's almost 15 minutes until 8 o'clock. And so we'll see how they could do here.
2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the quarter. Tommy Tanner has the ball. He's going to...
it off. He's still on his feet.
Take this one.
In as he skips over.
And
he might be inches short. Hard to say.
I believe he's a little short, but it's only 2nd down, so this will make it 2nd and 1 to go.
26-yard line.
And you're probably within field goal territory right now, given the recent...
Yeah, with the way Aiden Wilson has been playing, I'd say give it another 5 to 10 yards, but I think you're absolutely very close.
So it's going to be 2nd and 1 to go. Ball on the 26 after the carry. This one handed off.
Devon Hemingway. He's going to find a hole.
Still on his feet, taken down a little past the 10. And will be tackled right around the 9-yard line.
Tackled by number 2, Xavier Smith.
Huge gain for Devon Hemingway. Gives them a new set of downs for sure. It's 1st and goal.
Hemingway brought it down.
It's going to be brought right on the 10-yard line, they're saying.
Coach, 1st and goal.
So we'll see if they can convert before the end of the quarter. There's 1:15 on the clock. See if Kathleen hands this one off to Hemingway. He already has a touchdown so far in the game. Hands this one off, to Hemingway. Let's see if he can get it. Moves the chains forward a little bit. Probably will get tackled at around the 7 or 6. So it'll be a gain of about 3 or 4 yards there. 50 seconds on the clock. It'll bring 2nd down and goal. Don't miss a second of Lawrence High School Cardinal football on the Bronx. Plug into the action via your mobile device. Download the Bronx free Android and iOS apps. There's WRRC in Google Play and Apple iTunes to listen to every play on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Ball on the 6-yard line, 27 seconds on the clock until the end of the first quarter. It's a very lengthy quarter due to the amount of penalties and flags on many plays. Here's a handoff to Tommy Tanner.
And he is in for a touchdown for the 2nd time tonight.
And my mistake earlier, I said it was Devon Hemingway. This is actually the 2nd rushing touchdown for Tommy Tanner. He got the first one. And so now it makes it 13-7, Cardinals on the board. So Aiden Wilson will come out to do the kick. 12 seconds on the clock now.
Wilson for the extra point attempt.
And we'll see if he can make his 2nd PAT of the night. See, sets in the back. And they get set, the kick. is good. Oh, no doubt about it. So 12 seconds on the clock.
So
In the first.
after a very hectic drive with all the penalties, the Cardinals finally drive downfield and score, making the score 14-7 Cardinals with 12 seconds left here in the first quarter.
So the ball spotted at the 40. Hayden Wilson will kick it away. And the Pirates will get another shot of offensive action. So far, there have only been 3 drives in this entire quarter. 2 by the Cardinals, 1 by the Pirates. And every single drive in this first quarter has ended with both teams converting in touchdowns. Cardinals have 2 from Tommy Tanner. And the Pirates have 1. This kick is going real far near the end zone. And return.
Kickoff taken by number 21, Mike DeRozan.
So 2 seconds on the clock.
Christian Lewicki.
And we'll get one more play before we send it to the end of the first quarter.
Time for one more play in the quarter.
So it's the first time we get no flag on the play too. In a while, return goes to the 22.
First and 10 for the Pirates on their own 22-yard line.
Carried by number 2, that is
Xavier Smith on the
Xavier Smith again, only going to gain a couple.
Smith takes it up across the 30 to the 31. So it'll be 2nd and 1, one play resumes. 2nd and 1 for the Pirates to begin the second quarter. All on their own 31-yard line. On the quarterback keeper. How many markers from?
.1077 The Bronc or 1077thebronc.com. We are back here live at Lawrence High School between the match between the Lawrence Cardinals and the West Windsor-Plainsboro South Pirates. And already another flag was thrown on the field. Just 5 seconds into the start of the second quarter. We've seen these flags getting thrown on a common basis.
Offsetting penalties.
And it looks right now as though they're going to be set back. Ball's at the 31-yard line.
Ball to Pirates 31, 2nd and 1.
And so it's 2nd and 1. 11:44 as the clock continues to move. Do a little different offensive realignment there. And Xavier Smith set in the back. This one's going to be handed off quickly for no gain. In fact, they may have even set him back a yard or 2. We'll bring up 3rd and long as the Pirates try to convert and even up the score.
Enough for a Pirate first down as he gets to the 33-yard line.
Wow, they're actually saying he was in.
Wow.
It almost looks like he was set back, but he actually came forward. It's going to be a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
I guess for forward motion.
Yeah. So they continue to drive there.
Green on center, 2 running backs, 2 runs.
Xavier Smith finds his stop. Beautiful block by number 4.
And Devon Hemingway with a tackle and a half. He just picked up Smith, put him to the ground.
Well, that block by Anthony Taylor is what gave him enough room.
Yeah.
And like I said, right, Hemingway was just able to get right there, but this offensive line is looking pretty impressive so far for the Pirates. Pretty impressive. They bring the ball out to the Cardinals. 44 already. Xavier's back. 5'11". He's a senior and he's not a heavy guy. He's 155. So there's a complete pass by Bruno. Taken just at the 30. Man, what a pass.
What a pass by Bruno that was over the middle.
Caught by Anthony Taylor.
The latest numbers. Those are such a hard thing to do.
And as
Perfect.
great as Bruno is, he's also got a great load of receivers. Anthony Taylor has been outstanding so far, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they get a new set of downs at the Cardinals 30 with 10:09 on the clock. Again, this is the Cardinals senior night. They got to win this game. It's their last regular season game, and they're trying to really secure the playoffs. And what would really do it is if they win in tonight's game. Playoffs are going to start immediately. Here's a handoff to Xavier Smith again.
Same
Still going, and he gets it all the way here. The 19-yard.
Same outside handoff as before to the left side. Xavier Smith just takes right off the left tackle. He's gone.
Cardinal 20 to the 19. First and 10 for the Pirates.
There's a handoff to Xavier Smith again. Not going to be in for first down, but he'll probably gain a yard or two on the play. So bring second down. No.
No gain on the play. It'll bring up second and 10.
So no gain. Well, still at the 19, 8:55 on the clock. Don't miss a second at Lawrence High School Cardinal football on the Bronx. Log into the action via your mobile device. Download the Bronx free Android and iOS apps. Search WRRC in Google Play and Apple iTunes to listen to every play on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Let's see if they can even up the score here.
And Matt, the Pirates are driving on this. Bruno dropping back in the pocket.
Oh, man, he almost gets sacked. Let's see if he can throw. Pass incomplete. Tommy Tanner almost got him right there on the sack. It was between him and number 60 for the Cardinals. It was Brandon Williams, defensive lineman. The junior, 240 pounds, 6'3", big man on their defensive line. And it almost looked like if they dived in and got him, that he would have been sacked. Got the band playing Sweet Caroline tonight.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Always a good one. So it's third and long for these Pirates. Bruno's under center. Two running backs back in the backfield. Well, two receivers out wide. And the hands of Xavier Smith. And they are
He is very enthusiastic on that. Brings fourth and long with just about 8 minutes on the clock. And I think they're going to go for it here. Because if you punt it, it's going to, you know, they're too close to punt, too far to do the field goal, it looks like. So let's see how they rule it. It's going to be 4th and 13 with the ball spotted on the 22.
Do they go for it, Matt? Or,
I think they should.
I think so, too. I don't think that's agree with you on that one. Because you're a little bit out of field goal range, but you're not far enough back to punt it. So I think now is a Bruno drops back in the back and feels the pressure
to avoid the sack.
He just throws it for the ball.
This one incomplete. A player is, well, he's up. It looks like he's hurt for a second, but he is up.
I think his dignity was more hurt than he actually was. You know, great throw by Bruno. Way to throw it up to the one-on-one receiver. The battle.
How many times does he avoid the sack, too?
With that pressure, it was crazy. Tim Wood was the wide receiver intended, and he actually got in front of the defensive back and was able to get his hands on the ball, but did not bring it down. And honestly, I think that was more of a receiver error than anything.
And with their failure to get within.
Be a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
Cavalier under center, 2 running back formation.
On their own 22. Here's a
Tackle issue,
handoff. Yeah. Taken down only for a gain of a couple. So brings second and long. 7:15 on the
That's
clock.
Gerard on the carry.
Almost a second of Lawrence High School Cardinal football on the Brown. Public reaction via your mobile device. Download the Brown's free Android and iOS app. Search WRRC in Google Play and Apple iTunes. Listen to every play on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet.
There's another handoff. Yeah, not going to gain much there. One of the things that Nate Jones said in my interview with him last night was that he's always more comfortable rushing the ball. He said that he skips a heartbeat every time Caleb Williams throws the ball because you never know if it's going to be intercepted. As much as you love to trust your quarterback, no matter who it is, you always know there's a chance it's going to get picked off. There's a lot of elite corners, especially in this division that we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of good secondaries that we've seen.
3rd and 5 for the Cardinals.
So now Camlin is in shotgun.
3rd and 5.
Johnson around next to him. It's going to be a quick pass.
Complete over the head of Sean McLaughlin. Unable to make the grab, and it brings 4th and 5 quickly at their own 27. They're set to punt it away.
That was a little high. Carol back to throw.
Remember, the receiver has to jump for it, too. It's very hard to come down. So
Yeah.
even if they're able to make the grab, it doesn't do much because coming down is hard.
Yeah, it's true.
4th and 5. And this is going to be the first time, interestingly, right? This is the first time that Hunt is going to be there. He's the entire game.
Yeah, so far.
6 on 9 on the clock. They only took for the same before it came.
Not a bad one.
A little past the 40
to number 21.
and returned.
Oregon.
Punt taken by number 21, Mike Thoreau.
Brings it to around the 45-yard line.
Rosie brings it out.
And 5:57
46-yard line.
on the clock. So the ball's up to 27.
So now the Pirates will have the ball back at their own 46. Trying to break way into Cardinal territory.
5:57 on the clock. And we'll see what they can do here. Again, we just saw a first punt of the entire game. And the handoff. And this tackle that hit around the 45. 45 to 44.
Smith, the ball carrier.
Xavier Smith on the carry. Which Lawrence Cardinal will be the most valuable player of tonight's game is for the bronze MVP of the game immediately following the action during the Mercer County High School football postgame show. This week's game MVP will be featured on the air and in the December edition of the Lawrence Gazette. In the November edition of the Lawrence Gazette, look for pictures of Davon Hemingway and Tommy Tank. 2nd and 12, ball on the 44, 5:17 on the clock. And Bruno There's a big pass complete and right around midfield. Pass complete to number 40.
That play looked a lot bigger than it actually was. Bruno's really
Yeah, he had a
hard.
wide open space.
Rollout back about 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Passed it in the middle and only got about a 6-yard gain out of it.
It's David Madden, number 40, with the reception. And he had a lot of room. Beautiful job by his offensive line. And again, I said earlier, this offensive line is giving Xavier Smith and Bruno a lot of room to do some good damage. 3rd and 5, it's a 7-yard completion. Nadia written on here, running back in line. See if they can convert on 3rd and 5. Bruno setting the back. Tommy Tanner trying to catch up to him. This pass here is picked off.
That's beyond the clean on the interception.
Kind of tipped off of the hands of the intended receiver. Hard to say who it was. It looks like it was number 14.
Although there is a penalty on the
Good pass
back at the
interference.
Pirates 40-yard line.
Hard to say. Can't be rough in the pass. It's Tommy Tanner didn't even get to touch it. Let's see how we win this year. From the looks of it, it just tapped out of his hands to be on the pin, had the ball, made it.
And I think it's going to be Varsity.
We'll see how that's possible. Because Tommy Tanner was the one right around him, and he didn't even get to make a grip.
Roughing the pass was the call against the Cardinals. So the Pirates
Clock
have it.
continues to move, but the Cardinals pull up the ball. It's on their own 34-yard line after kickoff by Let's see what they go with here.
Bruno's going to get pressure in the pocket and get sacked.
Bruno sacked by number 45.
On Cardinals, Jack Sloan.
Actually, that was my man. It looked as though they were going to give Cardinals a run, but after the roughing the passer. Still in the hands of the Pirates. Cardinal defense is back out on the field. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. It's 2nd and 17 with 3:20 on the clock after the Pirate timeout.
17 here for the Pirates.
See what they can do here. Trying to convert. 14-7 game. Got to be careful. As much room as they can give Bruno to make passes. Still got to watch out. Look at him here. Trying to get right in. This one is incomplete.
Bruno's pass intended for Anthony Taylor.
Pass intended for Anthony Taylor. Looks like it's going out of bounds a little.
It'll be 3rd and 17 for the
Now it's
Pirates.
3rd and 17. So it's Cardinals getting much more. That's getting more. 3:13 after it was thrown out of bounds. The Pirates still try to convert and even to score. This is a closer game than a lot of people presumed it would be. Cardinals having a lot harder time on the field. For a team that's 1-7 and only defeated a team with the Cardinals defeated 49-6. This is a lot closer than you suspect. Almost intercepted.
I believe the breakup on that play was number 21. Maybe Dawson. Yeah, it was. Good coverage with lead. Good coverage by the whole secondary on that play. And honestly, great throw by Bruno. Yeah, just secondary.
He knows how to throw it high. I appreciate that. Throw it high.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
4-17. What are they doing? Are they going to set the clock? Cardinals had it. Unbelievable. That was a terrible snap.
Picked up by the
Way out of reach, and you can see that there was a strong attempt by Max Bruno to looked like they were going to go for it there. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And now the Cardinals got the ball with 3:01 on the clock, so we still have only seen one punt in this entire game. Don't miss a second of Lawrence High School Cardinal football on the Bronx Province. The action via your mobile device. Download the Bronx free Android and iOS apps, which WRRC and Google Play, and Apple iTunes. Listen to every play on your smartphone and iPad. Here's Javon Hemingway trying to carry it in.
He's going to keep going.
Yeah, taking
Javon Hemingway, the
a
ball.
little shy of midfield. Second down, just before minutes on the clock. I want to remind you that we have our halftime show here on 107.7 The Bronx after less than the second quarter. It's going to be interesting to see what we're talking about. First of all, one of the main topics is going to be the penalties. We have played throughout this entire game. false start.
Penalty marker before the snap.
Offsides on defense. Bring the Cardinals 5 yards forward.
They're going to call a false start on the Cardinals.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
Start on the Cardinals.
I swore that was going to be called on the
Back on
Pirates.
5 yards.
I didn't see anyone.
Caught the ball in the
Even
Cardinals'
if they
32-yard line.
flinch just a little bit, they get enough movement. That will still count as
Second and 15.
offsides or false start.
5 yards back. Second and 15 on 42.
Caroline. Not going anywhere.
Sacked on the play.
It's the second time he's been sacked in this game. Having a hard time getting the ball out. Make it 3rd and long. Some less action offensively here in the second quarter as opposed to the first. Under 2 minutes left.
Ball will be on the
3rd and
Cardinals'
20.
37-yard line.
Score still 7-14. Cardinals.
5 yards left.
3rd and 20 for the
The
Cardinals.
sack was made. Probably going to go with the shotgun pass here. Before the set out. Dublin going back. Firing this one short. It is. Past the 40.
He's going to get a block. He's going to get 2 blocks.
Still up.
Still on his knees.
Down just past the 20 near the 15. That was unbelievable. It didn't even look like he was going to get it at first.
He was running all over the field and have a tip pass the first time. He was able to haul it in and
Looked like a
run
weak
down the
pass.
sideline with blockers. He had other receivers that helped block for him.
Kelvin didn't get the pass that he wanted. But in the end, it was just nicely placed.
Line up, Cardinals.
Judged by Dave Montgomery. Was. Looks as though everybody is ready. Pirates get set defensively.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
Now here's Kelvin. Set. Pass intended for McLaughlin. They're calling him in.
They're calling it out.
No, they're calling him out. He thought he was in. Looks like he had 1 foot in.
I thought I saw 1 foot in with both hands on the ball. Now that would have been something else. That would have been a great play. Good throw. Catch by Garland and Campbell.
Second and 10. It's still McLaughlin, the number 1 receiver that Kelvin throws to.
I don't say that. Or Devon Hemingway.
Yeah, of course.
He mainly gets the handoff.
Kelvin setting again.
Late handoff.
Johnson.
Catches
Still on his feet. He's going forward. Is he in? No.
But he did get the first down. That'll be enough for a new set of downs.
On the carry for the
Near the
Cardinals.
5.
Yeah, just inside the 5 with a first set of downs. Pretty good setup there.
It's 2 seconds over a half minute. With the ball on the Pirates' 4-yard line. Cardinals trying to make this a 21-7 game if they can convert. Rockland set wide. Handoff.
Hits to Devon Hemingway.
Very easily. Touchdown for the Cardinals. Davon Hemingway with his first touchdown of the game. 3rd touchdown for the Cardinals. 2 from Tommy Tanner, 1 carried in by Hemingway. Score is 20-7
Cardinal lead.
with 25 seconds.
Aiden Wilson
on
shot
the clock.
for the extra point attempt.
Aiden Wilson will come back out on the field trying to make his 3rd PAT kick of the game. Big game for the Cardinals. Second back. Second kick is good. 25 seconds on the clock.
25 seconds left till the half.
Football season may be coming to an end, but baseball season will be here before you know it. Tune into 107.7 The Bronx this spring to hear select Lawrence Cardinals home games and softball games. Listen on air at 107.7 FM, online at 107.7thebronx.com, and via our free Android and iOS apps. First pitch is April 2018. The new year is coming soon. 5 seconds spotted at the 40-yard line. As Aiden Wilson kicks this one away one last time before halftime. Again, we want to remind you that we have our usual halftime coverage show where we discuss what has gone right and wrong in the first half of the game. And so far, for both teams, you can make a lot of statement cases for both doing good and bad so far. There's plenty of pros and cons for both sides. So it's 22 penalties. We've definitely seen more than 10. We've seen more than one on just one play, too.
And the kick is off.
This one is a strong skyrocket kick near the end zone. And is going to be returned past the 20.
Just past 25.
Yeah. So 19 seconds on the clock. And Pirates will get the ball at the start of the second half. Do you just take a knee right now? I'd say that's...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have no timeouts.
Yeah, that's that point.
Yeah.
Unless you try to carry it. See what Xavier Smith can do.
Yeah, hey, he's a dangerous kid. And he's very fast, very agile. So, one handoff to him could be a touchdown.
So we'll see if they can convert. Probably not going to be likely. 19 seconds on the clock. Let's see if they take a knee. Oh, no, they're sitting in the back. Bruno keeps running.
He's sacked. Hard.
Oh, Andy
Johnson, what the heck?
Huge sack. He's been very active defensively. And so that'll bring it to a close. So we reach halftime.
cheerleaders. First up, we have Brianna D'Alessandro, escorted by her mother and father, Amy and Nate Gregory. Brianna is so thankful for all the lifelong friends that she made through cheerleading. She would also like to thank her family and boyfriend Ryan for being her great supporters. In the future, Bree plans to attend college and major in kinesiology. Lastly, Bree would like to thank her entire team and coach for lifting her up when she's down. Go Cardinals! Congratulations, Bree! Next up, we have Shannon Ari, escorted by her mother and father, Laura and Al. Shannon would like to thank her family and friends for always supporting her. She would also like to thank her coach and team for pushing her to improve herself and making each season memorable. I'll always remember the laughs shared as a team and would like to give a special shout out to Stuart. Next year, I plan to attend a 4-year college to pursue a degree in STEM field. I've enjoyed my time in the Cardinal Nest and wish the best of luck to the girls in the future. Congratulations, Shannon. Next up, we have Sarah Marion, escorted by her mother, Tony, father, Michael, and brother, Alex. She'd like to thank her team for always being there and for all the laughs and memories over the last 4 years. Thank you to my family for always supporting me through everything I do. And lastly, I would like to thank Lan for pushing me to do my best. Next year, I'd like to be in college studying elementary education. Go Cardinals! Congratulations, Sarah. Next up, we have Skylar Godagno. Skylar is being escorted by her mother, Courtney, her father, Joe, stepdad, Jeff, and little sister, Addison. Skylar would like to thank her wonderful family for always supporting her at games and competitions. Skylar wouldn't be anywhere where she is today without you. She would also like to thank Coach Wasserleben, aka Lan, for always encouraging and believing in her over the past 4 years. It truly means the world. Lastly, Skylar would like to thank her incredible teammates for being her biggest support system on and off the mat. You girls have made cheer her favorite part of the day, and she will never forget the memories you share. From 7 to Stuart and all the laughs in between, she will forever cherish her family, her cheer family here at Lawrence High School. Next year, Skylar plans to continue her career in college as a cheerleader while studying physics. She also plans to try out for UCA and continue cheerleading as long as she can. Congratulations, Skylar. And last but certainly not least, we have Veronica Kujichka, a 4-year varsity cheerleader, a varsity captain this year. She is escorted by her mother, Agnes, father, Greg, and her brothers, Camille, and varsity football player, Christian. Veronica plans on attending a 4-year college to study biology. She also plans on continuing her cheer career in college and in the future. She would like to thank her friends and family for supporting her goals and making her the person she is today. She would like to thank Ms. Landolfi for accepting her into the program and teaching her so much these last 4 years. She would also like to thank the cheer family who've been there with her through everything. She loves the memories that they share, becoming so close with everyone this year. She is grateful for everything and everyone has been there throughout her life. Thank you and congratulations, Veronica. Congratulations to all our senior cheerleaders.
Let's give one more round of applause to our senior cheerleaders. At this time, we will begin recognizing our senior Red Scare Marching Band members. Our first senior is trombone player Jillian Dower. Jillian is escorted onto the field by her parents and brother. She'd like to thank her family and friends for their support over the last 4 years. A special thank you to the brass section and the drumline for saying hi to her every show. Of course, thanks to her fellow seniors, especially Roja, for laughing at her horrible jokes. She'd like to thank Mrs. McGill and Miss Cloud and remind the younger students to make memories and have fun. Live to love to live. Our next senior, tenor sax player Elliot Hammerstone. Elliot is escorted onto the field by his mother. His words of wisdom for the group come from an Orson Welles quote. If you want a happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you stop your story. Our next senior and a member of our first ever color guard, Megan Hitzel. Megan is escorted onto the field by her parents and brother. Guard, always remember to keep your toasters. Thanks, Miss Meyer, for teaching me everything about the color guard. My parents for always loving and supporting me. My favorite sousaphone player, Russell, and my Uber driver, Elliot. I am proud to have been a part of this new color guard. Next, we have a member of the alto sax section, Laura Mendez. Laura is being escorted by her parents and two brothers. She has enjoyed playing her saxophone in the marching band for the past 4 years and would like to thank her family and closest friends for always having her back and creating the most memorable moments. Shout out to Antonio and Josh for always being there for me. Keep the sax squad alive. I will always be proud of you two and know you will become fantastic leaders one day. She would like to tell the underclassmen to cherish every moment because it will be over before you know it. Next, we have a member of our drum line, Benjamin Malazar. Ben is escorted onto the field by his mother and father. Next year, he will be serving in the United States Coast Guard and would like to thank his parents and teachers for supporting him. Another member of our drumline, Nathaniel Perucci. Nathaniel is accompanied by his mother and father. Wherever he may go to school, Nathaniel will continue to participate in various music programs, and he would like to say he is very lucky to have had some amazing teachers throughout his time at Lawrence. He would also like to especially thank his band directors, Mrs. McGill and Miss Cloud, for being enthusiastic and great at what they do. Harshit Penapali, a member of our flute section. Harsh was escorted by his mother and father. Harsh has been a band member and swimmer for all 4 years, being committed to some form of music playing for all 4 years in addition to Model Congress and other activities combined with his array of time-consuming classes. In his free time, he enjoys staring at his rainbow keyboard, doing homework, playing video games, and thinking about how much he loves his friends. He would like to thank Mrs. McGill and Mrs. Herzog, two teachers who have helped him make him who he is today, his parents for raising him, and his friends for inspiring him to keep on trying. He hopes to study chemistry and music at the University of Michigan next year, eventually growing up to be a sorcerer. A word of advice for all freshmen and newcomers. Instruments can't fly. Always remember that grades and test scores aren't everything, and there will always be someone smarter than you. Don't stress about it. Most importantly, always be the person that you yourself would depend on. Next we have drum major Roja Vanaparthy. Roja is accompanied by her mom and her brother. She has enjoyed her time in the marching band for 4 years and hopes to continue marching in college. She'd like to thank her family for their support and Jillian for keeping her sane for the last 12 years. Roja is very thankful for having the opportunity to serve as a drum major this year and work closely with Mrs. McGill and Miss Cloud. She'd like to remind the underclassmen to continue their marching band experience and have fun. And lastly, another member of our first ever color guard, Valerie Luckett. Valerie is escorted onto the field by her mom, best friend Cheyenne Richardson, and her older sister Victoria. To answer everybody's question, yes, color guard is a sport. Trust me, the polls hurt. Just ask Megan. As much as I love color guard, I would possibly want to play the triangle in the future, and for those entering color guard, don't forget to keep your toaster. Thanks to Elliot for being my Uber driver, McKenna for being my practice target, Cynthia for being a great unofficial captain, and Megan for giving me a chicken tender. Asia, I am super proud of you for learning how to march and do the flag work as quickly as you did without attending band camp. She would like to thank her parents for not yelling at the 3 holes in her ceiling due to color guard, Mrs. Meyer, Mrs. McGill, and Miss Cloud, as well as the drum majors for putting up with her craziness and lack of keeping her shoulders facing the press box. I will definitely miss you all. Let's have one final round of applause for our 9 Red Scare seniors.